Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today my guest is Siddartha Jatla, whose film went to Berlin Film Festival this year, which is In the Belly of a Tiger. So do watch the whole video, like the video, subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you. So my first question is like, what inspired you to become a filmmaker, sir? Why you choose filmmaking?
Hmm, it's a very big question, but I'll tell you very simply because my dad is also a filmmaker. He also studied at FTI, so since childhood I have been to FTI. You know, and if your father is a filmmaker, obviously he is going to show you films and all that, right? So right from childhood, I've been watching films. In fact, I remember he used to take me to those film clubs, which I used to absolutely hate because very serious people were around. And I am a Telugu guy who is interested in Chiranjeevi mostly. Chiranjeevi and all those commercial filmmakers, film stars or filmmakers. So I didn't like it until I when I grew old, and then then I started watching films. Then I realized what good films he used to take me. But somewhere down the line, I think subconsciously that's there in your mind, and you're going to FTI every year. My father used to take me to FTI every year. I used to hate the mess food there because it was served very cold. And I remember telling to my dad in sixth class that I will never join FTI. I don't want to study here, you know. But and then I wanted to be a filmmaker. I think I watched Jurassic Park when I was in third class, and when I saw the dinosaurs moving on screen, I said I will become a filmmaker. So Jurassic Park was the first film which actually inspired me to be a filmmaker, apart from my father. So Spielberg, I will give credit to Spielberg and my dad for that. Yeah.
And sir, before like FTI, like what did you study?
So basically, after when I announced to my family that I'll be a filmmaker in eighth class, so my mom said, "10th class to khatam kar le, at least pass 10th class," because I was very bad at mathematics, and my grandfather is a IAS and gold medalist in mathematics, and I think I got some 33 or 34 out of 100, something in 10th class. But I passed, and then somehow I made my parents proud with my 34 marks. And then when I told that I'll be a filmmaker, my mom, being a very intelligent woman, told me that don't be a filmmaker, film director. You can any day become a film director, be a cinematographer, because she used to see my dad's. She used to attend his shoots. She also acted. By the way, she also acted in his films. She's also an actress. So so she saw the independent filmmaker, and she noticed that on set there's this one guy who is very much in demand. That's the cinematographer. Director का तो हालत खराब है. So you become a cinematographer, you can any day become a director. And I took it very seriously. And she was the one who pursued me to get still photography in graduation, because anyways, I got 34 out of 100 in maths, and I think 11th class I failed. I took science by PC. We call it as by PC: botany, zoology, physics, chemistry. I failed in first year, but luckily, even if you fail in first year, you can still do 12th class. You clear the supplementary exam. Somehow I copied, and I passed, and somehow I managed it. And then as soon as I finished my 12th class, my mom said, "Now up kar le beta." So she joined still photo. She made me join still photography. So I finished still photography and then applied to FTI. FTI didn't take me seriously because when I got in the second time, because the first time they put me in waiting list saying that your dad is a filmmaker, why do you want to be into films and all. I don't know, they were in some pessimistic approach. I felt in during the interview process. I never, I till now didn't understand what was their logic to it, but. Anyways, I had to wait. In the meantime, I applied to two other film schools, Nian Polytechnic in Singapore. I cleared it, and LV Prasad. I cleared it there also. And second time I gave FTI, I was ready to go to Singapore when it happened. FTI selection happened, and I joined FTI. That's how I got into FTI.
And sir, what was your experience in FTI? Like it is one of the biggest school in India.
Yeah, so I understood the importance of FTI, and when I joined FTI, I think FTI is a place where you can meet similar thinking people. I don't think there is any other place where so many similar thinking people, so many passionate people come together from all over India. And I'm from Hyderabad. I've never seen people coming from Northeast, or somebody's from Northeast, somebody's from Delhi, Hirorima College. So, of course, it was a cultural shock because me being a South Indian boy and, till 24 years age, I never stepped out of my house. And suddenly I'm into this, like a bombardment of, information in many ways. So it was pretty new, pretty interesting. I have certain disagreements on certain things, what takes place, like but that's okay. I mean, that's the part of the beauty of that place. Also, I feel. I wish I could have passed out earlier. I finished my course in 5 years. I wish I could have done that because it's a 3 years course. I'm sure you know it, but I ended up being 5 years 3 months. So I feel there are few things which could have been done. The blame is to be not to be put only on the management. The problem is also with the students, definitely. So there are few things which I have certain disagreements on, but all in all together, my first film also, Love and Shukla, also happened because of my study in FTI. Because whoever the main lead has done from my own batchmate. Then the art director also is my junior. So when the sister character who played also was my junior, Hema. So FTA, your study not only empowers you, or makes you know more about world cinema. To tell you honestly, I haven't seen much of films in FTI because by then I already saw films. I haven't attended much of screenings. In fact, I only watched I think less than 10 films in FTI. In the FTI, so the main theater, they say. I don't remember watching more than 10 films, but I think I enjoyed the experience of being there with because my personal interactions with people, and there is much more than films in FTI. So that's what I can say. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So then you made your like first film. Was it Love and Shukla was your first film or The Artist?
The art, no, the artist was a short film. So that also again, after I finished my FTI, I just shifted to Mumbai, and I wanted to. I no, I didn't. I still didn't shift. I'm about to shift to Mumbai in another 3 months. So my senior in FTI, Ravi Kiran, I one day pitched to him an idea, and he gave me 5,000 rupees. So I made that film in 5,000 rupees. Again, done by all my seniors and batchmates, and it went to Busan. It premiered at Busan Film Festival. So it was a 10-minute short film again about the problems what acting students face in Mumbai when they just pass out from the film school, how they have to adjust to the realities of Bollywood, how the auditions go, because they are trained. So they think that they know the technique of acting, and then the reality strikes them. So it's a comical short film, but it has an emotional touch to it. So that's how it got screened in Busan. So Artist was the first film, short film, which I did it with my batchmates and seniors and all that. Then my first feature film is Love and Shukla, which was also done by FTI and like my batchmates, my juniors, and all that. So yeah, so my first film actually, I was writing a script actually, and I approached a bigger, a known actor, but he liked the script, but he had no trust in me that I would be able to pull off that script. Quite obviously, because I was only a cinematographer, there was nothing for him to see as a director for me. So a good producer joined on it, but when the actor backed out or expressed his fear of whether I will be able to handle the thing, obviously the producer backed out. So 6 months of frustration continued, and but I wanted to tell a story. Now how do I tell a story? But I had this wonderful experience of doing the short film in 5,000. Then after I came to Mumbai, I did a lot of work for OML, where I used to shoot a lot of music videos on 5D camera. So by then only 5D came. So 5D Mark II, Mark III came, those newer models, and Canon 1DC. Just then Ship of Thesis was shot on it. So that was in the market. So I used to shoot. These were all low budget music videos I used to shoot. So I got very familiar with the camera. So that's how I kind of understood the pros and cons of a camera. And then I realized that how about writing a story in a small space with very few characters in a very constrained way, and shoot on this small camera. So thought the budget should be around 8 lakhs. So that was what my idea was. But obviously, it increased to something like another 6 7 lakhs more. So I made it in 13 14 lakhs. But the point is not that. The point is me thinking of it. And I think sometimes when you are innocent or you are not aware of it, and people made fun of me, people also had expressed their fear that I won't be able to do a feature film. When I told them that I'll do a feature film, they were like, yeah, yeah, right. And I think before my film, there was only one film which was done on that level. I think who is the director of Newton? He made one film, Saleman Kida or something like that. That was also shot. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, but that was also made in certain way. So only that film was there. So and Ship of Thesis was there, but obviously Ship of Thesis was not made in a low budget. It's still a bigger budget. They went to abroad also. If you have seen the film, so, with blind faith and my partner, me and Amanda, we both wrote the script in 3 months. I think we wrote the script and executed the film in a month, and then edited for 6 months, and the film was made, and it premiered at Busan. Then it traveled to 40 other festivals. I won the best director, best. I mean, all the Grand Prix award, this, that, and won the Netpack award, Cygnus award, all that, this, that, and it went to Netflix. It was screened at Netflix, and now very fortunate that after I ended my contract with Netflix, now Panorama Pictures, which is Kumar Mangat's studio, they bought the rights of the film. So all in all, that was the experience or the journey of my first film. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how big was the crew?
I remember, I think it was 15 20 people. You cannot avoid. See, basically, my characters were five. The main characters, actors were five in that small house. So, पांच उधर ही हो गए. So, five उधर. Then, sound recordist, boom operator. I'm the cinematographer and director. One or two lightmen, two spot boys just for safety, and one location production manager, Rahul Sutar. So all in together 15 to 18 people maximum. Yeah. And there were times when we were shooting on road, then it would have been not more than 10 people. Yeah, that's how you make a film, you know. Yeah.
Sir, now in the belly of a tiger, which went to Berlin, sir. First for congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Sir,
Yeah.
how was the reaction there? Like,
More than the reaction, I have to tell that how the if you contrast. I think there's a stark contrast between my first film and second film, because how easily I made my first film. It was exactly opposite happened to the second film. It was very tough film to execute, because right from the execution, from the pre-production stage, stage itself, it took a lot of time. It took almost 6 years to make this film. I got the Busan Script Development Fund in 2018, and it traveled to numerous script labs. I did NFDC script lab. Then I went to Less is More, which is also another script lab in Europe. Then I went to Script Doctor in Tallinn, Script Pool. Then it went to co-production market, like Asia's biggest market, like HAF, and also it went to Film Bazaar. Then after that, got 5 countries to participate. So it's a 5 country joint production. So it's an Indian, Chinese, Taiwanese. I brought China and Taiwan together on my project. So India, China, Taiwan, Indonesia, and US. So it's an and also I'm very fortunate to have worked with one of the best technicians, like on sound, Rasul Pukuti sir, who is also my senior, who's Oscar winner, who has been extremely kind to me and extremely good to me. He went out of the way to help me on this film. Then we have the legendary Shigeru Umabayashi, who did music for Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love and Zhang Yimou's films and Ang Lee's films. So it was. I mean, it was an international. Preeti Sheel, who is also a number one prosthetic designer. Preeti Sheel worked for the makeup and character design and prosthetics for this film. So all in all, it was a like Love and Shukla was a smaller. This was much more ahead, much more bigger in budget, much more complicated in structure and all that. And yeah, I mean to get into the top. I mean Berlin is one of the top five festivals in the world, right? So it's like Cannes, Venice, Berlin, Sundance, Toronto. These are the five festivals. They tell that these are the big. So yeah, it feels good. But it's been a very long journey, and I have decided not to do take this much time to do another film. So I have learned my lesson. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, how the idea came for the story?
Well, the idea came on Facebook. So basically, I was scrolling Facebook in 2018, and I found a news article saying that young people are sending their elderly ones into the forest to get killed by the tigers, so that their families can claim government compensation. So when I heard it, I was shocked. When I saw that article, basically, I was shocked, and quickly I found out where is the place and all that. I went to the village. Immediately, I packed my bags and went to the village. But the of course the villages are close to the tiger sanctuary, but of course the tiger issue is there. But I think the article what I found out was a little over the top article, reported news article. But because I also pursued only because on the basis of the article, right? So I thought, really maybe the elderly, young people are sending the elderly ones. What a crazy thing to do and all that. But very quickly I found out that I mean there's not much truth in my interviews. I've stayed there. By the way, later I stayed 1.5 years in the village. But during my research time also, I stayed there for a month, 2 months, getting to know the people and all. I found out that tiger is not the problem here, but there are few other problems, like there is alcoholism is a problem, lack of education is a problem, poverty obviously is a problem, which is a the factor which leads to this. So these were the problems, and which is why I kind of quickly then tiger was never the so in the belly of a tiger, the tiger is never there in the film. It's mostly these problems which I address to. Yeah. So that's how the film started taking shape. So I stayed for over 1.5 year. I stayed for pre-production over there, but in a course of 4 years. So I've been visiting, coming back, going to the script labs, getting the getting those things, getting the collaborations with the artists, trying to pitch the script, trying to get the international crew on board. So that's what took so much time. And also you know that corona also happened, so 2 years went away just like that. Couldn't do anything. I lost a lot of people there, people whom I have become a lot of friends in the village. I lost them. My own house owner passed away in front of me. So it was a pretty crazy situation during pandemic. So emotionally very tough film. What I've been through this film, and mentally also it was very tough to do this film. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And sir, how long was the like shooting process? Only shooting part.
See, shoot. See, one. I stayed there for 1.5 year, right? So I knew exactly what to do. The artists, because I made. There are no known faces. All villagers. I made the villagers act in the film. So I took their workshops. The workshops took over like 6 months. I took the workshops to them. I used to show them films from Jang Yimou. Jang Yimou's films like Raise the Red Lantern, or Judo, or even Indian films like Court, Chaitanya Tamane's Court. I showed them. Then Ram Reddy's Thithi, so that they understand that because they were all made by these villagers, right? So they understand the language of what I'm trying to tell, and what I expect from them in my film. So I showed them. It was a long process of 6 months in the to show them the films. Then I think the shoot happened in 31 days. I think, if I remember, it's 30 or 31 days. But the pre-production took a long time. So yeah, yeah, that's how they did.
And sir, like how can when it will be released in India, sir, if you could tell.
Ha, that's a $1 million question. Now you are interviewing also a lot of people. You know exactly how independent cinema is, what independent cinema is going through in India right now. If you ask, I mean, I don't have to answer for everything, but you know how tough it is to be on OTT. That much I'm sure all your subscribers and everybody knows about it. But what I can tell you for about my film is like, right now it just premiered at Berlin, right? I need to still get a good Asian premiere in a nice festival. Then I'm also looking for a good, hopefully a very good festival in North American. So a North American premiere, an Asian premiere, and then world premiere. Berlin we got world premiere, so I'm looking forward for Asian and North American, a good Middle East premiere, and then of course India. Then I will premiere in India also. So these four premieres, after they finish, it will be a journey of another 6 months through these when I finish all these four premieres around the globe. Then I think if I get into those festivals, then we can start approaching. We have our ways to do it also, because it's also a 5 country production, China being on board also. So the OTT will also be divided between China and the rest of the world. So it's a little complicated process, but now that we have invested 6 years, we just have to now just keep your fingers crossed, and let's see what's the fate of the film now.
Okay. Sir, are you currently like doing any projects, writing something?
Yes, right now I'm working on my third film, and I'm leaving. It will be a foreign. It will be a film based in a foreign land. So I cannot reveal the details of where and what, but I am leaving to the country day after tomorrow. Which is why I asked you to. When you asked me to, when you asked me this interview today, I said yes immediately, because I won't be available from day after tomorrow. I won't be in India. So I will be going to that country, and then I am conducting a workshop in Cambodia, along with few Chinese filmmakers and Indonesian filmmakers and Vietnamese filmmakers. So I'll be in Cambodia for 15 days. So I'll be back after 2 months back to the country. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, if somebody wants to like assist you, how they can like approach you, sir?
I see. Obviously, a lot of people want to assist me, which is fine. I think I'll see what they have made first. First of all, I need to see their films. If they have made a short film or a feature film, I need to see something, or their portfolio, whether their artwork or something they have done, so that I can understand whether he or she is in the same spectrum where I'm thinking of. So that is one thing. And then once they approach me like that, when I'll see their work, and if they and then I would also want to tell them that assisting is not an easy job. Like it takes a lot of patience, especially on the second film. All my assistants, it's been a long time for them to be along with me, and it's not an easy ride being in an independent film. Many people expect a lot of money from independent film making. Independent films, then it itself has a very bleak future in the you know in the near coming thing on OTTs, and it's not going to be so easy. Which is also what is my primary concern right now. Also, is like, I don't know. I'm sure independent films. There are a lot of people making independent films, but it's not going to be an easier route anymore soon. I can feel it in the air. It's not going to be so easy, but it's not going to be so tough either. I think I read in an article, or I saw a video where I think Karan Johar, Yash Johar told to Karan Johar that the film never fails, the budget fails. I think that really strike me. I think that's the best quote if Yash Johar ji has given it. So independent films. I think whoever is going to make should be aware of the budgets on what they are working on, and what are the exact strategy. If you are making a certain budget, you should know exactly whether you, because ultimately I believe that you have to sell the film. The film also has to make money. Otherwise, there's no point. So that is one thing I would say. And so I also, when assistants want to assist me, I would like to ask their perspective on these things. So yeah, these are the things what I consider. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, your favorite films and filmmakers, like if you could recommend some.
My favorite filmmakers, I think only the three or four very inspiring filmmakers. One is Steven Spielberg, because I saw Jurassic Park. When I saw the dinosaurs on screen, I was like, my God, dinosaurs. But much later than when I saw Schindler's List, then I understood the versatility of the director. He's the same guy who can make Jurassic Park and also a Schindler's List. Then I understood it. I think I
In
saw.
same year, sir. In same year
Yeah, in the
only.
same year, and I think I saw this Schindler's List on a VHS tape. They gave two tapes, two VHS tapes, black and white method. Then the other filmmaker, when I was in 12th class, while I was just studying very hard for my science by PC, where I just was about to fail, I think I remember that time internet was new. You could download uTorrent. Okay, there was this platform where you can download. Somebody in the world will give a seed. Then if the seed is healthy, you can download it. The green symbol comes once you download. Some crazy thing. So I watched many foreign language films during that time, because the only thing I used to do is to watch what are the foreign language films in the Oscar category. Every year, all the 5 or 6 of foreign language films. That's how I got introduced to this marvelous Chinese filmmaker called Zhang Yimou, whose films I watched. I think the first film I saw was Raise the Red Lantern, and I was, my God! And then I figured out that he was a cinematographer. He's a cinematography pass out who then became a director. So then when my mom also pushed me to be a cinematographer, I was like, yes, I will become Jang Yimou. So he's one of, if I mean if I can show you, even in my room right now, I have his this is Jang Yimou, and this is his actress Gong Li. Yeah, in my room I have all Jang Yimou posters. Red Lantern. This is also my favorite film to live. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So Zhang Yimou also was one of my most inspiring things. Then when I went to FTI, I did a student program called Asian Film Academy in Busan. I was part of an exchange program where 24 people from 24 countries get selected in this AFA program and make a short film. When I went to South Korea, then I was introduced to this filmmaker called Kim Ki-duk, and I was by then final year in FTI. I didn't know till then Kim Ki-duk. I only knew because FTA comes up with these very obvious filmmakers like Tarkovsky, or filmmakers like like Bergman. These all. So Kim Ki-duk, somehow I didn't really know him during FTI. So in my final year, when I went to Korea and when I found out, I started watching his films, and I was completely like mesmerized by his films for two reasons. Because he used to make films in a very low budget. All his films were very low budget. Two, his writing style. I mean, the film starts in one way, and then suddenly the second half it will take a 180-degree turn and it will go somewhere else. And that kind of so actually Kim Ki-doo gave me the confidence that I can make my first film in 8 lakhs. Because if you closely observe his earlier films like The Bow, or Spring Summer Fall Spring, or Winter, or films like even Samaritan Girl, my one of my most favorite films. In fact, my most favorite Kim Ki-duk's film. It is made in a very low budget. Kabhi kabar, the low budget can be felt also, but the mastery of storytelling. So these are the three filmmakers who really inspired me. Apart from that, I nowadays again I'm watching films, because during this making the second film I couldn't watch much of films. I just started watching films now. In the recent times, any film which I really loved, I think I like this film. Many people disagree with me. Some people like me also. What is that Korean film, Korean American film,
Past
where the
lives.
Past Lives? Yes, I
Okay.
really enjoyed that film. I think that was my favorite film in the recent times. Yeah.
Okay. So any Indian filmmakers?
Obviously I will tell now Satyajit Ray, then you all will say yes, of course. So I won't take out Satyajit Ray's name, because he's anyways, I think he's somewhere else there. So obviously he's been really great. Indian filmmakers, yeah. Right now I'm in a conflict also, because right now I'm trying to change my path. I want to make a commercial film. So I can divide in India two kinds of filmmakers now. In the other side, not so commercial film, they say, But I didn't understand much, but I really enjoyed Manikaud's films. I mean, he was mad, I feel. Pretty interesting guy. I mean, I didn't watch his films during FTI. Can you believe it? I didn't watch much of his films in FTI. After passing out from FTI, I started watching his films, Manikaud's films. Then, obviously, there are Rishikesh Mukherjee's there, then the director of Do Biga Zameen, one of those all people are there. But I also enjoy Rajkumar Hirani's films. Mani Ratnam has always been there. I mean, right from my childhood, my growing up years, Mani Ratnam has been a very big, the guy from, for us at least from South India, So, he was there. And Rakesh Om Prakash Meher also, I think he made a film of a lifetime, like Ragde Basanti. I don't think, I mean, one of the most best films I've seen, in India. So there are filmmakers here, it keeps oscillating, but for now, I also liked Tumbad. I mean, I'm really looking forward for Rahi's next film. What is he going to do? Because Tumbad just blew me away. So if there is any one film which really blew my mind away in terms of cinematography and direction, because I'm also a cinematographer and director, and so I think it was Tumbad. That is one film. It really, yeah, surprised me. Yeah.
Okay. So last question is, if somebody wants to become a filmmaker, what advice would you give to them?
No advice. First of all, nobody listens to nobody. Point number one. Point number two, if they want to make a films, I think right now things have changed drastically. I feel. I think YouTube is out there. If you want to know, I think right now somewhere down the line, there will be a time where internet will be one of the most major primary inspiring sources to be a filmmaker. Not only film schools will always be there, but I think nobody can deny the fact that, yeah, internet is going to make filmmaking much more easier. That's for sure. And if there is anything I feel, if you feel anything deep down in your heart, if you have the confidence in you, just go and shoot. The only thing what I would try to tell you is know some technical facts of the filmmaking, know how a film camera works, know what is good. And so I would say start off with a short film. It's always good to start with a, पहले ही समुंदर में कूद मत जाओ to make a feature film. Make a short film. You will also understand exactly where do you stand when people, then when you watch this your short film, when people will start criticizing you, you'll understand, oh, these are my problems. Okay, this is how it didn't come through. So then, once you make one or two short films, it's time for you to then make a feature film. You know, and now in digital times, you can now shoot a film on iPhone. People are shooting a film on iPhone, and people are ready to watch films also, even if you shoot on iPhone. The only thing is, people only ask you is to give them good content. That's all they're asking. That's it. Yeah.
Sir, thank you so much, sir, for joining. It,
Yes, thank you so much also. And I hope you make a film. Stop
yeah,
interviewing people. Stop
absolutely,
interviewing people like me and make a film.
absolutely, sir,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
Yes.